Good.
I'm good.
Okay, everybody. Right now, this is the second period, and we have the second part of our story, Weslandia. Now, before we complete the story of Weslandia, remind me, please, what is the genre of that story?
Fiction.
Fiction, okay. So, what does it mean, fiction?
Fiction tells the stories of imaginary people and events. As you
Okay.
read, notice how.
So, you're reading the whole thing, huh? So,
Yeah.
what does it mean, Maria? Explain for me, what does it mean, fiction? Is it
It
real
means
or,
like
or not real?
no, it's like your imaginary. Like you
Excellent.
write like it's not a real story.
So the characters, are they real or not real?
They're not real.
And the events, is it real or not real?
Not real.
Not
But
real.
it can maybe happen.
No, if it's realistic fiction, then maybe it happened to someone. But if it's fiction, then it's all imaginary. Okay, it didn't happen in the real
Okay.
life. It's only imagination. And maybe it can inspire you to do something else. Maybe this is story, if you read it. What is the reason why we write fiction? When we write fiction, of course, all the characters are not real. It's from imagination, and the events are imagination, but it can inspire you to do something like the characters. Okay, that's the reason why we have fiction. And then, who's the author of the story? Who can remind me?
Paul Fleshman.
Excellent. So Paul Fleshman.
Wow.
Paul Fleshman. And then right here, after we finish, inshallah, we will draw our own conclusion. Draw a conclusion, my girls. It's similar to have the theme of the story or the main idea of the story. Yani after I finish, what I learned from the story. What is the decision that you made about this story? And can it be linked with my knowledge also or the details? And then I will come up about what I learned from the story. This is how I draw the conclusion. But first, who can remind me who are the characters of the story? We have first who? The main
Wesley.
character, the hero,
Wesley.
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 Excellent.
Wesley.
So we have Wesley. This is the first character.
Miss,
And
I know.
we have
Miss and the mom and dad.
excellent mom, his mom
And
and
dad.
his dad. And what else?
And Miss, I know.
Who?
And like the classmates in his class.
Yeah, classmates and his classmates. I can't tell them. I can't say they are friends right now because they are
Because they're
still
not.
classmates. They hate him and they run after him every day. So until now, they are not his friends. They are only classmates. And then we have something else. We have his neighbor. When he said, "Please don't make your what you say, don't make your farm go long. That comes on my farm." So I would say his neighbor also. Okay.
Miss, does he have a dog or no?
No, he doesn't have a dog. Until now, he doesn't have a dog in the story. We will see maybe today, if we complete the story, we will see if he has a dog or no.
Miss, do you know what will happen at the story?
Until now, I don't know. Maybe. Maybe I know, maybe I don't. But what is the benefit if I know and then I will tell you the ending?
Don't tell us. Just tell us if you know or not. Because you're saying until now they are his classmates. So I'm thinking maybe she knows, maybe it's true.
Yes, this is what they call it, the factor of suspense. I have to make you suspense to wait, what will happen? Maybe this happened, maybe this happened. So I have to make you suspense. Okay, before we complete, we have this line of any story in literature or any story in English or in Arabic or any other language. When you read any story or novel or play, we have three things to keep in our minds. First, at the beginning of the story, we call it the start of the story, where all the events happen in a good way and all the characters are relaxed and everything is comfortable and the life is going very well. Nothing is going on in the start. But then the events grow, and everything happens very fast. And then the events grow until we reach what? Who can remind me? We reach
The middle.
The problem.
Huh? Yes, we reached the problem. This problem we call it what?
Middle. The
Cli-
middle.
No. Climax.
Climax.
Until we reach the climax. What does it mean, a climax? It means that the top of the events, what's going on in the story, now we have a problem. Okay, climax, it means a problem. The character or the hero right now, he's facing a problem and he doesn't know how to deal with this problem. Okay, he is trying to figure out how can I solve this problem, who can I ask, and he is what? He's in a conflict, he's in the middle of the problem right here. It is the climax of the story. And then after the climax of the story, the character try to figure out the solution and how he can resolve the situation. Then the events go down, down, down until it reach what? The resolution, and we call it until it reach the end. When it comes at the end, it means that the character now is stable, the character now is comfortable, everything back to its old thing, and all the characters are happy. Maybe they found a solution for the thing, maybe they love each other, maybe now they married, maybe he has a friends. So each story has its own events and has its own end. But at the end, it will be like the start. Everything is stable and everything is fine, and all the characters are relaxed. In the climax, it's the most uncomfortable place. Why? Because all the characters face something very hard and they try to overcome it. So keep in mind about Weasley. Now, who can remind me about Weasley? In the start, what happened at the start?
All his friends are
I know.
him and hate him.
Who can give me a summary of the story? What happened at the beginning?
Miss, I know. Can I tell you?
Yes, Feiruz.
So at first, when he went to school, everyone like hated him because he was different than them, and because his hair is different, he dresses different. He doesn't like the food like them and like that. And then
So his classmates liked him or hated him?
yeah, classmates, like they hated them.
They hated him. And every day after he comes from school, what they do?
He comes from school, he runs to his house, and then like play alone in his room, and yeah,
Excellent.
and it's always a
Now,
mess.
in the meantime, my girls, thank you, Feiruz. Excellent, excellent, Feiruz. Now, in the meantime, in his house, what his mother and father thought? He's
He hates the school.
he needs help, or they know that their kids is not similar to other kids. What
No, they think he's like I don't know.
he's different. They thought he's different also. They agree with his friends that this person is different from the other people. طيب, now what he thought at that time?
I know. I don't.
Anybody else? Jana.
I know.
What he thought?
I know.
Wesley. What Wesley at that time? What he thought? Like, okay, I'm different. Then he cried about himself and he sit in the corner. I said, "Khalas, I don't want to complete my life. I have to die, and there's nothing I can do." Or what he did?
I know.
He made a little ward for him. Like, he made a farm in the backyard of their house.
Excellent.
And he planted some plants that make his favorite food, so he can eat them because he don't like a regular food like pizza and soda. He don't like them.
Excellent. So what he made, he made his own city. He made his own city and his own land. He said, since I outcast from other people and I don't fit with other people, then I will make my own environment and my own land. And he called it what? He called it what? Weslandia. Excellent. Now he called it Weslandia, and now he planted all kinds of food. He planted tomatoes. He planted beans, and now everything is growing. And all the other friends are curious about this new place and this new city, and how this boy now he's so busy in his own farm. What do you think what will happen next? That his friends will come to meet him in that farm, or they will continue to chase him every day?
They're going to meet him.
Chase him?
Amachi said chase him. Okay, let's continue and see what will happen. Now let's go for our books to to the page 34. 34. Now, this is a view from his farm. Imagine. This is his farm right here. This is the crops that he made. And the crops grow very high that he can't even go beside it like on his feet. He has to go on something very tall like this. Let's see what happened.
Like the circus.
Yes.
His schoolmates were scornful, then curious. Grudgingly, Wesley allowed them 10 minutes apiece at his mortar, crushing the plant's seeds to collect the oil. This oil had a tangy scent and served him both as suntan lotion and mosquito repellent. He rubbed it on his face each morning and sold small amounts to his former tormentors at the price of $10 per bottle. "What's happened to your watch?" asked his mother one day. Wesley admitted that he no longer wore it. He told time by the stalk that he used as a sundial and had divided the day into 8 segments, the number of petals on the plant's flowers. He'd adopted a new counting system as well, based likewise upon the number 8. His domain, home to many such innovations, he named Weslandia. Uninterested in traditional sports, Wesley made up his own. These were designed for a single player and used many different parts of the plant. His spectators looked on with envy. Realizing that more players would offer him more scope, Wesley invented other games that would include his schoolmates, games rich with strategy and complex scoring systems. He tried to be patient with the other players' blunders. August was unusually hot. Wesley built himself a platform and took to sleeping in the middle of Weslandia. He passed the evenings playing a flute he'd fashioned from a stalk, or gazing up at the sky, renaming the constellations. His parents noted Wesley's improved morale. "It's the first time in years he's looked happy," said his mother. Wesley gave them a tour of Weslandia. "What do you call this plant?" asked his father. Not knowing its name, Wesley had begun calling it Swist, from the sound of its leaves rustling in the breeze. In like manner, he'd named his new fabrics, games, and foods until he'd created an entire language. Mixing the plant's oil with soot, Wesley made a passable ink. As the finale to his summer project, he used the ink and his own 80-letter alphabet to record the history of his civilization's founding. In September, Wesley returned to school. He had no shortage of friends.
Okay, this is the end of the story of Wesley and his land, Weslandia.
Miss, but we didn't know what happened. Like, did he have the friends, or he doesn't have friends?
Why? The last sentence in the story, he said he returned in the school and he has no shortage in friends, which means that the whole
so that
school
means
become his friends. Before he didn't have anyone. Now when he back to school, he found all the people his friends. How he found this major transformation? What happened to him?
I know, Miss. I know why.
Why?
Because he built Weslandia and they thought it's pretty cool and different, and they thought like after all differences between each other is nice. It's not bad. It's nice.
Excellent, Tala. Why they liked him now? Because what? Because they found him a unique person. He is a unique person, and his thoughts are not weird but unique. And what he made out of these thoughts, that he made his own domain and his own land, and he brought other people to watch what he did. And you know what? All of this started by what? By a science project. Yani all of this was a science project, by the way. At the first, his mom and dad, they said he's different, he's snapped out, nobody liked him, what we can do. And then his dad said,
and we raised him.
Yeah. And then his dad said to him, I think you will use your knowledge one day. Then he remembered that he has a science project. The teacher asked him to make a science project. He thought, okay, since it's science and the project, Then why I don't make it on my farm, in my garden? Then he started with the small plants, and then they grow up to have what? To have plenty of crops. And then he said, okay, I will not only have science project, let's make it a big land. And then the farm was bigger and bigger and bigger, and more plants become between those crops that he made. First, he made tomato and beans and sprouts, but between them, other flowers grow, fruits grow. And then he thought, oof, I have other fruits right now. And then he brought the fruit to eat them on the breakfast to make a juice out of it. He stopped eating cereals. Now he's eating something natural and healthy from his land. He's eating fruits on the breakfast. And then he gave it to his mom and dad to taste it also. And now his mom and dad are amazed, like, "Oh, now you have your own crops and they are tasty, they are yummy." And then his friends after that saw that he spent a lot of time out of school, and where he's going, he's wearing something weird like a robe. And they found that he's making this robe and those clothes from what? From the stacks and from the fibers of the plants. And he made his own loom right here, which is a device to make clothes. Then they are amazed, like, oh, maybe Weasley, after all, he's not weird, but a very genius person. Like how he did all this by himself. Wow. Now the boys are not only one or two, they are inviting each other and calling each other to see this magnificent work. Now, did Weasley stop? No, he didn't stop. Next, what he did, the other boys, they said, please let us play with you. Let us see this place. When he found the friends came from all over the place just to look at him, he said, I will take benefit of them, not only to take them in a tour or to make them play. I will make them help me in my work because it's a big farm and it's a lot of work. Then he brought his friends to help him with what? With taking out the crops of the farm, from the trees. And then he bring the lotion. He brought some of the plants, and he tried to what? To take the scent of the plants and the oil of the plants, and he make his own lotion. And then what he did, he went to school every day with that lotion, and he put a little bit of amount on his face, and then he tried to rub it in front of the other friends. The other friends will say, what is this? He will say, this is a lotion, I made it from the oil and from the plants that I have in my farm. And you know what? It's not only a lotion, but it keeps the mosquitoes away from me. Then all the boys now, they are amazed and they say, we want some, we want some. He didn't give it to them like this. No, he gave it to them with $10 per bottle. Yani he made it as his own business right now. He's making this lotion and he sell it for his friends for $10 for each bottle. And now his friends, they said, okay, his friends that they hated him before, now they are working for him. They are paying him money to take his lotion, and they come to him to say, please make us play with you. Your place is very cool that we want to play. So he made a game to make all of these friends play with him. He make like a stacks like this, and he make a game to have a ball and to throw it with to his friends, and they try to catch it while they are on the stacks. It's a for him, it's a cool game and it's a nice game. This is the type of games that he like. He doesn't like soccer, but he likes the games like this, something weird, something that he has to use his imagination and his own creativity. You see, this why he like it. And all of his friends now, the friends that they used to eat the pizza and the soda and they used to play soccer, now they actually enjoy these games and they enjoy to eat his fruit and they enjoy to put the lotion from his farm. Now, do you think the farm that makes him away from people or make him near and close to his friends? What do you think?
Here and close.
Yes, now he's more closer than ever, and that farm grabbed all the people that they hated him before to come to see in close what is like to be in that place and that area. And it turned to be that boy is not only a clever but genius. Why? Because after a while his mother asked him, like, where's your watch? He said, I don't use it anymore. He become like a monk now. Why? He said, I don't need it. Now I'm making my own clothes and I made my own watch. She said, how is that? He said, I am using what? The sandals. What is the sandals? This is the sundial. Sundial is a type of watch that the older people use it instead of the watch. The first person who invented that was Arabic person. His name is Ibn al-Haytham. He was a scientist. Before 1000 years ago, they didn't have watches. Then what they do? They use the sun to give them the time of the day. Okay? How is that? They put something like this. Let's take this one. They put something, a circle like this, and they put this thing in the middle, like a little arrow or something. With the sun, now the sun comes over this, and the light of the sun makes a shadow behind this one, behind this arrow, right? So the more the sun is moving, the more the shadow is moving. Then this shadow moves on the numbers, number 1 or 2 or 3. And if the shadow fell on number 1, it means that it is 1 o'clock now in the afternoon. If it falls on the 3, it means now it is 3 o'clock in the afternoon. If it falls on the 6, it means that it is 6 in the afternoon. And this is how they made their own watch. Who made the same? Wesley made the same watch right here with a sundial, using the sun rays with the stacks from his farm to make his own watch. And now he didn't even need the watch from his mom. Huh, how clever is that? What do you think until now? Is the story awesome?
Yes.
Yeah.
Right? And then not only this, but he made also his own calculating system. How is that? He said, I don't need to count on my hands or to use a calculator. No, I will make my own calculating system. Using what? Using the petals of the flower. He said, the flowers that I have here in my farm, they have 8 petals. Then I will use these petals in my counting system. So he made his own counting system. And then after that, he went with his dad and his mom to take a tour in the place. When they went in there, they said, wow, you have plenty of flowers and fruits. What is the name of that flower? And he didn't know what is the name of that flower because it's the first time he see it in his life. It didn't even exist in the science book. So he said to himself, I think I will call it Swiss. So he called it a new name from his mind. After a while, not only why he called it Swiss, because he said that flower has leaves, and when the wind blows, those leaves hit each other and they make a rustling sound with the breeze. So it makes a rustling sound like a Swiss sound. After a while, he made his own language. Why? Because each fruit he has, each new flower he has, he make a name for it. The name of that farm, he make it Weslandia. The name of that flower, he named it Swiss. The name of the sport that he has, he named it also. So everything that he has in that place was from his own creation. And after that, all the boys and his classmates thought it's really awesome to have all of this. And they thought now Wesley is not the weird person that they thought anymore. Now he is the unique person, the most genius person in the class, and they all want to be around him. In the next school and the next summer, he went back to school, and all the school was his friends. Why? Because now they find something unique about this person and they know what is the real Wesley. And this is the end of the story. How was it? توتة فرقة الحدوتة حلوة ولا فتفوتة؟
Good.
Was it
Like
nice?
my mom when I was small, she always say that when she
Me
reads
too.
story bedtime stories and
Okay, cool. Now, since we finished this story, what is the conclusion that you come up with this story? Let's go back to this and let's think about what is the conclusion that we have about this story, or what is the main idea that you have about this story. It is about what?
I know.
Maria?
I know. Please,
Never judge somebody like about their like how they do stuff and like
until
I
you
don't
get
know.
to know
I
them.
know.
Yeah.
Maria, yes,
Don't
Maria,
judge
great.
someone until you get to know them first.
Excellent, Tala and Maria. So don't judge people until you know them in deep and
Miss,
try to understand them. Yes, Haifa.
Miss, there's this boy, his name is Darman, and he always like does these videos about like this girl calls a cop on one guy that's trying to save her son's bike and she didn't know. And then,
Who's
and
that?
then
Just a second. Who's that? Just a minute, Haifa. Girls, who's this bend over? Do you know him? Or do you
No, no.
Hello? Mute yourself
hmm?
and make bend. Mute yourself, girls. Hello? Hello?
Wait, what? What was
Relax.
that?
What was
What
that?
was that?
So
Crazy.
Okay, anyway, let's complete our list. There's some people like this in life, so it's
Okay, can I?
okay, Haifa, complete, sweetie.
And then when she called the cops,
Mhm.
they arrested him. When they arrested him, her son came and he was like, "Why are you arresting him?" And she's like, he's like, "Because don't arrest him." She's like, "No, he's a criminal. He took someone's bike." And then he said, no, it's my bike. Some criminal tried to rob me and take my bike. Then he saved me and like that. And then he was like, "See, so you don't judge
Yeah.
people when you get them to know them."
Excellent, ya Haifa. Thank you so much for sharing this wonderful story. Haifa is saying the same. She's saying that don't judge people until you know what is they are doing or what is they are like. You can't judge people for things that you don't understand until you meet those people and you really interact with them and understand what kind of person is that person. Okay? So this is one thing. Don't judge people. So I can write that. This is one of the conclusion that I have. First, don't judge people until you
Know them first. Because you don't know what are they going to do. Are they doing a good thing or a bad thing until you get to know them.
excellent. This is one idea. Another idea, huh? Give me. What is the conclusion that we come up with after we finish the story, huh?
That he was a unique person, but a pretty fun person.
He is a unique person. Sometimes you don't understand your uniqueness until you get in a horrible situation. Then you try to figure out your uniqueness yourself. So you remember the question.
What's nice?
Yeah, you remember the question that we had at the beginning, like how people adapt with bad situations. This person, Wesley, he had a bad situation that he had. He didn't like the school. He was outcast in the school. Everybody didn't like him. So he had a bad situation. He had to adapt to that. How to adapt to that? To discover his own uniqueness. So adapting to bad situations can lead to a wonderful discoveries. Ah, something else also. This story is about what? Accepting yourself or hating yourself because of the others.
Accepting yourself because you're unique, or like you have a good stuff about your uniqueness.
What do you think will happen if Wesley believed those boys and those people in the school and he thought, no, I'm not good enough, nobody likes me, I don't like myself. So what do you think will happen if he do that and he didn't do anything else?
I know.
Try.
He wouldn't have friends.
He wouldn't have friends and he wouldn't discover Weslandia, right? He wouldn't leave Weslandia. He wouldn't discover his uniqueness. He will think that I'm not good enough. Nobody likes me. Khalas, I will stay at home. I will cry about myself until the year finish. If you stay like this with this negative situation, then you are the only one who is hurting yourself. Not the people outside. No, you are hurting yourself with your thinking. But if you think in yourself, like, I'm good enough, I have something unique in myself, I know myself. So knowing yourself and accepting yourself can make the whole world change around you. Yes, Haifa?
This used to happen always in my old school.
In your
People
old
used to
school?
bully me.
Tell us
Yeah.
how, what happened at that time?
They used to always like, I want to
Is
go
you?
and play with them, and they're like, no, you're not good enough, and like that. And then my friend used to always just leave me alone, and then I used to just go stay alone.
Okay, and how did you dealt with that, Haifa? Did you like, of course, you will get emotionally crying sometimes or hate the situation, but did you believe them? Did you believe that you're not good enough?
No, I was like, they say I'm not good enough, but I say I'm good.
Yes, you have to believe. This is what happens actually in life. You have to believe in yourself. No matter how people say to you, you have to believe in yourself, and you have to believe that you are a unique person and beautiful enough and good enough, even if they don't know you. That doesn't mean that I am what they are saying. You are saying something because you are see something that you don't know. You don't know me aslan. You don't interact with me. How you say something that you don't know? Even if you say anything that you like and you write about me a whole story, it's your own idea, it's your own opinion. That doesn't make me a bad person. No, I'm not like this aslan. When you get to know me, you will understand what kind of person I am, and you will understand how good I am. But because you are watching me from a different angle, you think that I am a bad person. But maybe I'm not bad. Maybe you are the bad, right? So
Yep.
you always love yourself, accept yourself like Wesley, and never doubting
But
yourself ever. So
how do you do that? It's so hard when
so
someone
hard.
tells you that you're not good enough and then you think that you're not good enough.
It's so hard, but nobody says that life is easy in the first place. Every person in his life he will face something bad, but it's the matter of your inner strength. You have to show your inner strength. If you keep soft like this and cry all the time, then the people will come again to hurt you because they enjoy it.
Because you're
Yeah,
because
they enjoy it.
they're doing what do you call it, an action, so they like that. But if you just ignore them, like
Exactly.
when your brother annoys you, just don't ignore him, and he will stop doing this thing because he didn't see any action. It would be boring for him.
Excellent. So accept yourself and embrace your uniqueness. One thing you have, all of you, to know is that every person is unique in his own way. Every person is different in his own way. We have different names, different faces, different bodies, because God created us different to love each other and to embrace the uniqueness that we have. We have even different fingerprints. Why? Why God created
Yeah,
us like this? Huh?
because we are different, because like
Even
maybe
different.
if we like need to like solve a crime or something, we would know who did this because it has a different fingerprint